20.4, last section of the year, and we are going to talk about circuits. We've been talking about voltage and current and resistance and power and energy. How do we harness that electrical energy? How do we move it from one place to another? And we typically do it through a circuit. So what is a circuit? A circuit is just merely something that allows charge to flow from one place to another. Circuit diagrams, we're not going to get too much into circuit diagrams because we don't have time, but usually circuit diagrams are going to exist of kind of a map. They're going to show you the battery or the energy source and what it goes through and how it gets there. So it's kind of like an electrical map. How do you get from your house to the school, the house being a battery, the school being something else, and then following the road, your return travel. Excuse me. There are two types of circuits. There's an open circuit, in which is switch is open. Now, if you have an open circuit, that means it's not completely closed off, and it doesn't allow charge to flow all the way through, which means current will stop, and you will have an issue with an open circuit. If you close the circuit and you switch, the switch is closed, it's like flipping a light on and off, you have complete the charge and you can flow. So if you imagine when you turn the light switch off, you open the circuit, you cease the flow of electricity. When you turn the light switch on, you close the circuit, which you complete the charge to flow again. So just kind of a couple things with circuits. There are two types of circuits. One is a series circuit. And a series circuit is when everything is in one constant loop. So if one thing stops working, the entire circuit stops working. So if we follow this from positive to negative, we're going all the way around. If the line gets cut or one of these light bulbs goes out, the entire circuit is dead. That is like old school Christmas lights, probably Christmas lights 20, 25 years ago, where if one of the bulbs went out, the entire chain went out. It's not necessarily the case anymore. They've been fixed, but that's kind of a series circuit. They have many, many drawbacks because the drawback is simply that if one of these things malfunctions, the entire circuit is dead. Likewise, however, we can create a parallel circuit. And a parallel circuit is a circuit in which two or more paths of electricity can flow. If one element stops working, the rest will still work. So for example, right here, if one circuit fails, if this circuit fails, the other three will still work because there's a pathway for electricity to flow. So parallel circuits have more than one way for charge to flow. They are used all over, in your house, all over the place. That is where those circuits are used. Series circuits, only one way for path to flow, and if it breaks or something malfunctions, the circuit is dead. Whereas in a parallel circuit, if one of these malfunctions, the circuit most likely will continue unless it's real close to the battery. So, a little introduction on circuits, drawing circuit diagrams. Remember, circuit diagrams are a map. And then there are two types of circuits, parallel circuits and series circuits. That will conclude section 20.4 and conclude chapter 20. This is Mr. Klettert, and I'm signing off.